Hi there, it's Charlene Sinjenko from Powerhouse, and we are doing some interviews with local business owners and entrepreneurs leading up to the Sunshine Coast Business Recovery Forum on June 25th. Welcome to Chris Greenfield from the 101 Brewhouse here in Gibsons. Thank you for being here this morning, Chris.
Thanks for having me, Charlene. It's great to be here and have a chat with you today.
I really appreciate it. We're going to just talk about a few things about what an interesting time it has been for business here on the Sunshine Coast and everywhere. Chris, I know that you and the team at 101 have been pivoting and innovating and just moving as quickly as possible in these last 90 days or so. And I wanted to just ask you if you could reflect on what that was like for you guys and some of the lessons maybe that you've learned.
Sure. Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 90 days. It feels like a year already that we've been through 2020.
Yeah.
But our first priority was to make sure all of our staff was okay. And as government programs were coming out, we felt that the staff was going to be okay. But on the other hand, we had to keep the business running in the back of house.
Right.
So being able to keep our key employees, managers employed during this time was the biggest importance to us.
And how on earth did, I'm super curious, the story between, going from what you do every day and what you're known for to the sanitizer. How did that come about?
Yeah, that was an interesting story too. We had seen a story posted from Portland about a distillery that had started making hand sanitizer from the remnants of the distillation. And all of a sudden, like within 2 or 3 days, we had 30, 40 people sharing this article with us, and then it got us sort of thinking that maybe we can do this as well. But it wasn't until we were approached by a group called Golden Eagle Rising Society out of Vancouver and Squamish, who takes care of Indigenous elders, and they were looking for a large supply of sanitizer to supply their elders. And we put 2 and 2 together and thought this would be a really great idea. So we put our collective forces together and worked with them initially to get the project going.
Wow. What I love about that story, I guess a couple of things. I so believe that our community so cares about each other, and it's not like one person sent you the article to maybe give you that idea or to reinforce an idea, but you had numerous people kept forwarding you the article. And then the other piece of the story I love is just the unlikely partnership that sounds was formed with that society to care for Indigenous elders. Wow.
And there have been so many of these sort of relationships that have developed over the last 3 months that have just been really, really interesting and special and just really motivated us to keep going. Wow. So it's there's a long list of people we never would have had contact with, and it's because of our community and people pointing people in directions, and how can I get to this product or this, find someone to help me with the solution. And it just seemed like everyone was really willing to provide information, make introductions and things like that. So,
I know the last 90 days have pushed us and pressured us in ways that have felt fairly intense at times, but I think sometimes it's interesting to see some of the positive outcomes that have also come from it. And I wondered if you could maybe talk a little bit about where you said you've had a bit of a chance to breathe the last couple of weeks maybe, and now we're looking towards the next 90 days. It sounds like things are opening up even more for our province.
Yeah.
And what is that, where is your focus and the team at 101, where is that taking you next?
So the next focus is getting the business, our brew house back up and running, and having the public back in, have some sort of environment where people can come in and enjoy themselves again. The hardest thing about it was being here every day without any people or customers or friends coming by every day.
Yeah.
And so you get yourself busy doing other things, and then of course our ultimate goal is to be a community hub once again, and for people to feel safe and comfortable as well while they come and visit. A really cool thing that's happened is the province has allowed for more outdoor seating. So we're in the process of turning a portion of our parking lot into an outdoor seating area.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's kind of all about making the environment more comfortable and safer. So
yeah, I agree. I think it's just we keep adapting and getting back to the best part of what was normal, but in a new way with maybe a new lens. We certainly have missed you as a community hub. I know that for sure. I'm so excited to hear that things will, the next stage is advancing and more outdoor seating. And I know that we are bringing business folks together from our community virtually on June 25th. And I wondered if your thoughts around that, like the importance of coming together for a conversation, and just if you had any, why you think it might be important, or what types of conversations you'd like to see kind of going on. As people, we're all facing some, interesting times and decisions.
yeah,
Any thoughts around that, or around the actual recovery forum that's happening on the 25th?
Yeah, I think that it's a great idea and a great forum. So I think we'd love to be there for that conversation and help any way we can with other businesses that still haven't opened yet. But if there's a positive side to it, what we found is that the community wants to come out and support. And if you're there and you're showing that you want to be there and do your thing, then the community will come out and support you. BC has done such a great job, like I said, and yeah, I think that the coast will come together and support each other.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think just having something like this is just, it almost symbolizes that, like we need to feel like we are all a part of this. We're all a part of a community that cares. We're going to come together and have a conversation, hear where people are at and what they need, and and help people realize that you're not alone in this. We're all doing the best we can to figure things out and to listen to each other, and maybe come up with some new ideas or solutions or unlikely partnerships. Like, who knows? But step one is coming together for that conversation. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for being part of this conversation today and helping us to kick things off. And we'll see you guys on the 25th.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charlene.